Hello everyone, my name is Dmitry. I am a creator of open source project DVC or Data Version Control. I will be talking about open source, why open source is cool. In many ways, it's cool to contribute and be part of a community separated around all around the globe. It's great, open source is great as a business because it's a good way to build infrastructure for companies, and companies are really very open and very motivated to adopt solutions which are based or which are open source or at least based on open source solution. And also open source is good because a good portion of job offering today, of job posting today are open source to open source teams. And having open source contributions, it's a good advantage to if you're on the job market. So let me talk about our open source project. First of all, about 3 years ago, I have built an open source the DVC project. And so this was the time when community started growing. The first users joined the project. The first users started providing feedback about the tool. And we saw some companies which have started using the tool as part of their infrastructure. And 1 year later, we created a company, Iterative AI. It's a usual Silicon Valley-based startup, venture-backed. And we start growing the team around our tools, around our open source tools. Right now, we have 15 team members in our company. About 30% of those folks are working on DVC, DVC core, the part of the project that you see from outside. Part of the team is working on another project, open source project, which is called CML, Continuous Machine Learning. And the third part of the team is working on a proprietary solution. The solution that we built for businesses. And those solutions are usually kind of some addition, some enterprise features on top of, not on top of, but which augment DVC or CML. So this is what we are working on right now. The nature of open source product kind of forces us to be distributed because open source attracts a lot of people from different parts of the world. And today, among 15 team members, we have people in South Korea, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Portugal, Spain, Mexico, US East Coast, as well as West Coast. So like people are everywhere, and this is a very usual and natural thing for open source community and open source based startup. So it's a good way to be connected with folks all around the globe. So let me show you briefly our products. So first of all, it's our DVC project. You can go to the website dvc.org and look at the project. The project itself is command line tool. It's not like, it doesn't look like very fancy, to be honest. It's about adding your data sets to your Git repositories, large files which Git cannot handle, and about managing this file through your, we call this data remotes, basically storages, right? In this case, S3, it can be Azure, it can be just SSH server or file server. So it doesn't look fancy, but it's a very powerful scenario because it usually becomes part of your AI system, AI platform automation. So the second project that we are working on is called, and this is only one project, right? We are working on. We have a lot of people who likes us. We have more than 100 contributors in the project, and a lot of companies are using our product as a library, like these numbers you see, or as just a package and they just install the package, not use as a library. This is our first project. Recently, we open sourced our second project, which is called CML, or Continuous Machine Learning. This is an extension on GitLab or GitHub, and to be clear, not even GitLab and GitHub, but on top of CI/CD systems that they have. So with CML project, so this is the page of the project. Contributors. It was released about 2 months ago, and we already have quite a lot of interest from users and contributors. And this is what you can accomplish with CML. CML helps you to generate kind of a data-driven reports with metrics and plots right in your pull request, GitHub pull request or GitLab merge request. So this report was made by CML code. And this is another example of the report. This is not just a report with some plots inside, but it's not plots, images. But this is a report which was generated on a GPU instance in a cloud, in AWS in this case. So that's 2 products that we are working on. How you can participate in the open source. An easy way is to just use open source and provide feedback. So this is, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but actually it's super important for the community, it's super important for the developers. If you start using some tool and see some issues or some opportunity for some improvement, just go and ask developers like, hey, I see this problem or opportunity. You should consider that. You should consider to implement that. It's a super important and super helpful for the open source, and this is the power of open source. We can drive our product based on the user's feedback, and that's what we do a lot. The second type of possible contribution is to become the actual code contributor. When you see the problem, you join the project and you contribute your pull requests with code. Something like, hey, I see this problem and this is my fix for the problem. So the fix will be like accepted to the user base and everyone will be happy with your code base. In that way, hundreds and thousands of people can use your source code, your solution and ideas. And this is like very powerful way to spread your ideas across the industry, across the world. And the third type of contribution to open source is just to become an employee of an open source company and start working on open source full time. So today we have, as I said, we have fully distributed team. We don't care much about like your location and time zone. And this can give you like opportunity to work on open source like on a regular base, on a paid base. So those are 3 types of contribution that you can make, and this is a 3 types of way how you can spread your ideas around the world and make your contribution used by hundreds, thousands of people from everywhere. So thank you for your attention. Please go to our website, join our community, and I'd love to see you around. Bye.